See the 95 of Gary Wiltrout with that white fender. Gary, as you can remember, was involved in that heat race accident last time we raced 2 weeks ago at Motordrome, him and Rick Miller.
Orange tape.
Lauren Kessler will bring the pace car off at turn 4. Sean Pilla, Larry Behanna setting the pace. Come to the line and we're green flag. Sean Pilla into the lead. Rick Miller now to the inside, 3 wide down the backstretch. Miller will pull off the move.
His first was 5 or 15.
Sean Pilla in the 5 car into turn 1, leading the first lap. Neil Brown, 3 wide down the backstretch. Brown hits the brakes, decides better of it. John Messenger on the inside of Neil Brown. John Messenger running strong right now in that 51. Rick Miller into the lead, and Miller's going to try to go away and hide. Poole and Messenger try to split Behanna. Messenger will back out of it. Behanna pushes up the track, gets into Mark Poole. Once again, the car is trying to get around Larry Behanna on the outside. Mark Poole inside Larry Behanna at 61. Poole slides back. Him and Neil Brown will make contact. Gary Wiltrout now trying to work his way around. Everybody's sliding into everybody else. Rick Miller smiling. Miller pulling away to a big lead as everybody tries to get around. Dan Lewis will pull the 8 into the pits. Neil Brown now breaks free. Tommy Beck on the outside of the 61 car. Gary Wiltrout coming along also. John Komarinsky on the outside of the 61. Komarinsky trying to slide into 6th place. Komarinsky will take that lead into 6th. Contact between the 61 and the 33 coming out of turn 4. Rick Miller continuing to dominate this feature. Look out, Larry Behanna spins out in the 61 car. Just Rick Miller sets the field and he's green and racing. Miller get a good jump. The leader starts the restarts. Neil Brown to the outside of Sean Pilla. Brown working on the outside of the 5, and Tommy Beck's going to work on the inside of the 5. Both drivers able to get by. Gary Wiltrout now to the inside of Sean Pilla. Rick Miller still the sizable lead. Not sure if anybody's going to be able to run him down or not. Laps to go this time by, and Rick Miller looks like he's going to be tough to beat in this first race. Panay will take the number 90 into the bits halfway for Rick Miller. Neil Brown, Tommy Beck, Gary Wiltrout, and John Komarinsky, your top 5. 9 laps to go. To go, this time by for Rick Miller. Car moves its way off the track. Miller's on the throttle. Neil Brown. Neil Brown now looking underneath Rick Miller as they go down the backstretch. Into turn 3. Miller holding off. Neil Brown staying right with him. Once again, Brown looks to the low side. 3 laps to go. Neil Brown digging down low. Rick Miller trying to hold him off down the backstretch into turn 3. 2 laps to go. This time by. Neil Brown down low will pull up alongside Rick Miller as they go into turn 3. Brown now inching ahead. Miller and Brown side by side. Neil Brown into the lead. 1 lap to go. Tommy Beck now gets up there. Beck, Brown, and Miller all 1, 2, 3 down the backstretch into turn 3. Neil Brown on the inside. Rick Miller on the outside. It's going to be Neil Brown. I tell you, Neil, a lot of people back here don't like short races. Me, I love them. I think they're a lot more exciting, and they couldn't get much more exciting than that.
I don't like short races.
I know you don't. That's why I had to say it.
It is one thing about short races, you got to give it everything for 25 laps. I personally don't like them because you tear up too much equipment, but I think the fans sure do like it.
You know, let's face it, without that second or third yellow, you're probably not going to catch Rick. He was pretty far out there and you just had no chance to get him.
When I looked at the lineup, I didn't think I had a chance of catching Rick, and then we got the first caution, the second caution, and you know, if a 25-lap race was caution-free, it would be kind of boring.
You know, you look at that when you on that restart, you kept digging down low, digging down low. Is he pushing up, or could you just get your car a little lower than he could get his?
His car looked like it was loose getting in. I'd seen he'd turn down and he'd have to chase the back end up the track, and I thought if I could put enough pressure on him and stay down there that sooner or later I'd get him.
Okay, let's talk about the sponsors and anybody else you have to thank.
I'd like to thank my pit crew. They really busted their butts to get this old Townsend back together and out here for this week for the Twin 25s, and I'd like to thank FB Fuhr, Coors Light. They've been a great sponsor and we appreciate everything they do for us. I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, fourth win of the year for Neil Brown. MOTORDROME Speedway bringing you free smoke detectors tonight. Now it's time for our first Subway Street Stock Heat Race. On the pole will be the 34, Jim Nicola, 74, Jason Holder, 51, Bobby Mostoller, 64. Henry into 64, almost called him Bobby Henry. 22, Robin Rimmel. 4, Vince Cater. 42, Jim Sturm. Jim Nicola now leads his heat race, followed by Jason Holder, Robin Rimmel,
74, 22,
Bobby Mostoller.
okay? All right, there you are, babe. What do I do? That's doing that. Okay. Yeah.
I believe the 31 car is Sean Phillips. Whoa, Bobby Mostoller locking up the brakes on that 51 car, almost put it into the wall. Robin Rimmel now moves into second place down the backstretch. There'll be 2 laps to go this time by.
She's gonna work for that.
Me?
She's joking. He went too loud. He did say he had to go to the
Now, are you sure? Are you sure? I blew. One lap to go. Rich Nicola, Robin Rimmel, Jason Holder, Bobby Mostoller, Vince Cater in the 31, and Sean Phillips getting together. Something going amiss on the 31. Your winner will be Rich Nicola in the 34 car, followed by Robin Rimmel in the 22, Jason Holder in the 74, Bobby Mostoller in the 51, and Vince Cater in the 4. Hoos. And the green flag is out. Frank Turek and Tom Knight Sr. into turn 1.
Still says 11, huh?
Tom Knight Sr. pushes way up, and Chris Vergona trying to take advantage of that. 3 wide down the backstretch.
Okay, how many laps yet?
No, this is first.
Thankfully, cooler heads prevail. Tom Knight's really got a loose race car in that 71. That's Tom's dirt car he runs on the senior series. He must still think he's on a dirt track because he's very loose in the corners.
Yeah, the amplifier's working down there, but it's not getting to the speakers. Is it volume?
Frank Turek continues to lead. Chris Vergona now running with Tom Knight. Tom Knight almost loses that car. Gather it back up. I don't know if he's got a tire going down or what, but the 71 is all over the racetrack. Todd Knight now in the 70 trying to move into second place, and he will. You can see the 71 wiggling down the straightaway. Tom Knight Sr.'s definitely got his hands full.
Jake just gave Mac away.
It is lap 4. It was lap 3 last time. It's lap 4.
No, this is 4 now.
Oh, well,
Jake just gave Mac
3 was up there before.
I know it was. I was still trying to get back.
Frank Turek continuing to lead.
You have 4 now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should tell Jake.
Lap up there, right?
Yeah, it's right.
You're having trouble with the scoreboard.
Blame it on the scoreboard.
Off the leader. Rich Burbage pulls the 77 into the pits.
That is correct.
Frank Turek continuing to lead. 2 laps to go. This time by for Frank Turek. Second Subway Street Stock Heat race of the evening. Todd Knight now pushes way up in that corner with 1 lap to go. Not sure if he just went in too hard or if there's a problem on that 70. We'll watch it again. Again, he skates up the track. Not as bad as the last time in turns 3 and 4. Turek's going to come out of turn 4 and pick up the win. Frank Turek. Todd Knight will hold on for second. Chris Vergona third. Tom Knight Sr. fourth. And Bill Ashton 5th. Bill Wintruba. Janik and Reno on the pole. Marion Reno into turn 1. Joe Janik on the low side. Reno on the high side. They'll come out of turn 2. Marion Reno. Chris Kozel goes underneath. Craig Kelly and Curtis Stewart. They're all splitting Joe Janik down the backstretch. Robbie Young comes around. Now Joe Janik can breathe easy. Reno down the backstretch, but here comes Chris Kozel. Kozel drives that truck in hard. Reno pushes up and Kozel into the lead. Greg Kelly now on the low side. Kelly into second, and Kelly starting to pull Kozel as they go down the backstretch. Greg Kelly right on the back bumper, or back tailgate actually, of Chris Kozel. Kelly on the outside of Kozel. Bill Wintruba pulls the 90 in. Halfway for Chris Kozel, but Greg Kelly battling on that outside. Kelly now pulls it right up. They'll go down the backstretch. Kelly trying to get that outside groove to work. Kozel's been strong on the inside. He and Kelly continue to run side by side. Coming out of turn 4, it still will be Chris Kossel. Kelly now gets a good run this time out of turn 2 as Kossel had to pinch his truck down low. Kelly into the lead. Greg Kelly, your current point leader. One lap to go for Greg Kelly. Adam Kostelnik now battles for third with Marion Reno Jr. Those two guys have not been able to be close to each other this year on the racetrack without bad things happening. And it will be Greg Kelly, Chris Kossel, Marion Reno, Adam Kostelnik, and Robbie Young. On the pole will be the 30 of Jimmy Bryce, Dave Burnell in the 0, Eugene Ciferno in the 16, 02 Dan Lewis, 69 Dave Marrow, the 50 of Bob Kossel, the 1 of Steve Black, and the 51 of Dave Manson. Look at Sprout Kossel come up through the field. Kossel with the whole shot there, trying to go into the lead in one lap. Jimmy Bryce battles back in the 30. He's able to hold him off so far. Dan Lewis sideways here on the front stretch, sitting around backwards, and the yellow flag will come out. The lights are out, green flags will be out. We have one lap down, 7 more to go. Jim Bryce continues to lead. Sprout Kossel looks down low, going into turn 1. Kossel will throw that 50 truck in there and drive away. Kossel awful strong in that 50 truck. Sprout Kossel continues to lead. Jim Bryce, Dave Marrow, Eugene Ciferno, and Dave Burnell, your top 5. Next time by, it'll be halfway for Sprout Kossel. Jake Flegel shows him the flags. Marrow and Bryce battle side by side going into turn 3. Dave Marrow now try to pull into the lead. Jimmy Bryce going to battle back, but Marrow will win that and take over second place. Eugene Ciferno now looks underneath the 30 truck. Ciferno dives down low. Dave Burnell going to try to come with him. Jim Bryce going backwards in a hurry here. 2 to go for Sprout Kossel. Bryce now back to 5th spot. Kossel continuing to lead this. 1 lap to go for Sprout Kossel. Sprout Kossel will pick up the win. Dave Marrow 2nd, Eugene Ciferno 3rd. I think that's your top 4 in points here. Actually, for your top 5, the point leader is Jim Nicola. Jim's not in this heat race, but boy, we got some fast cars up front. Phil Panay in the 32. And Gary Scott is in the lead. Gary Scott, Georgie Nicola, Mike Bacalon.
The hell's a 47?
Scott, Nicola, Bacalon, Chris Dodds. Gary Scott almost losing that car coming out of turn 4. The thing got sideways on him, but he's able to keep it going in a big lead. Gary Scott, Georgie Nicola, Mike Bacalon, Chris Dodds, and Matt Panay in the 32. Halfway for Gary Scott. Gary Scott continues to lead. He'll come out of turn 4 and pick up the checkered flag, this time by Gary Scott in the 16, Georgie Nicola in the 97, Mike Bacalon in the 48, Matt Panay and Chris Dodds going to race here for 4th and 5th. It'll be Matt Panay and Chris Dodds.
They all have their rain checks and they didn't come back.
The 60 of Bobby Bentz. And the 49, Jim Webb. Jim Nicola now into the lead. Jimmy Nicola now stretching that lead. Bobby Bentz tries to move into second underneath Harry Opfer, and Bobby Bentz will. Jim Nicola, Bobby Bentz, Harry Opfer, Al Civic, and Jim Webb in the 49. Nicola down the backstretch with a big lead. laps to go for Jim Nicola. One lap to go. Jim Nicola continuing to lead. Bobby Bent second. Harry Ope for third. Al Civic fourth. A battle right now between Brian Stevenson and Jim Webb. Nicola's going to pick up the win. Jim Webb will finish fifth. Rich Broadwater in the 9 on the pole. 50 of Jeff Giles, the 04 of Bob Shipp. The 1 of Tracy Keller, 17 Dave McManus, and the 3 of John Castor.
There's Joe's another beer.
Don't need which.
Broadwater now, Shipp, Giles, 3 wide going into turn 1, look out. How about that? They made it work. Bob Shipp will take the lead, though. Bob Shipp, Jeff Giles. 6 laps for our Chargers. 6-lap heat races. Dave McManus now in the 17 works to the inside of the 9 of Rich Broadwater. Shipp continues to lead, 2 laps to go. White flag will fly for Bob Shipp in the 04. Coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Bob Shipp. Bob has 2 feature wins here. He'll pick up the heat race win over Jeff Giles, Dave McManus, Rick Broadwater, and the 3 of John Castor.
Fred, Fred. We call him Fred.
On the pole, the 95 or 96? 95 of Jim Stokes, the 24 of Chantel Germack, the 4 of Mike Lemley. Germack in the lead, Chantel Germack, followed by Jimmy Stokes, Mike Lemley.
I'll need to get them over there, like at the start of the first feature.
51 of Cliff Abbott. 03 of Mike Crow, and the 8 of Dynamite, Don Lynn.
I don't have a clue where Jason is.
Just went by here. Yeah, he just went by here.
He's right in front of us.
Four's coming in.
Something amiss on Mike Lemley's number 4. Mike has 7 feature wins this year. Halfway point for Chantel Germack. One lap to go for Chantel Germack. Germack will bring the car out of turn 4 and pick up the heat race win. Chantel Germack in the 24, Jim Stokes in the 95. Cliff Abbott in the 51. Mike Adams. 95, Gary Wiltrout. 96, Mark Poole. 68, Adam Kostelnik. In the 80 of Nick Duratz. Flag is out. Bobby Henry, Rick Miller into turn 1. Rick Miller into the lead. Bobby Henry chases. Tommy Beck now pulling into third. Beck looks underneath Bobby Henry as they come down the front stretch. Tommy Beck will move into second place. Rick Miller once again will pull out into a big lead. And Gary Wiltrout now moves into third. John Komarinsky will work his way around Bobby Henry. Komarinsky into fourth. Mark Poole now will set his sights on the back of Bobby Henry. Meanwhile, Tommy Beck has reeled in Rick Miller. Beck right now on his back deck lid. Back to the inside. Miller once again pushing up. Something amiss on the Rick Miller car because here comes Gary Wiltrout. Miller definitely with a problem off the pace here. Halfway for Tommy Beck. Rick Miller continues to drop back. Miller looks like he's going to have to limp that car into the pits. Miller will drop to the low side. And that means for all you Rick Miller fans out there, he's going to have to start last in the 25-lap feature coming up later this evening. Tommy Beck continues to lead Gary Wiltrout down the backstretch. John Komarinsky third, Bobby Henry fourth, and Mark Poole fifth. One more lap for Tommy Beck. Tommy Beck picks up the to win. Gary Wiltrout second, John Komarinsky, Bobby Henry, and Mark Poole, your top 5. Flag racing this time by. Larry Bahana's not going to be able to run any of these heat races as the 61 cars already loaded up after that first feature race crash. Green flag is out. John Messenger, Dan Lewis down the front stretch. Messenger into the lead. And here comes Bob Arsenberger underneath the rookie Dan Lewis. Neil Brown now looks to the inside of the 26 of Bob Arsenberger. John Messenger continues to lead. John Messenger continues on the point. Neil Brown will look to the outside. Neil Brown now takes the lead off of Messenger. Messenger going to try to battle back, but it will be Neil Brown. John Messenger settles into second place.
Season tickets, just pick one and we'll write it down. Season ticket, basically. They need it. Well, don't announce the season ticket. We need the pace car guy, ride driver.
Neil Brown stretches that lead down the backstretch. John Messenger continuing to hold on to second spot. John's best run of the year so far. Halfway for Neil Brown.
It's in here.
Brown continues to lead.
Just have him come down after he calls. You want me to keep this one for now?
Nicky Rose on the 28 looks to the inside of Bob Arsenberger into turn 1. Neil Brown continuing to dominate this heat race. 2 to go. One lap to go for the 98 and Neil Brown. John Messenger continuing to hold on to second. Arsenberger third. Nick Rosa fourth and Sean Pilla fifth. Neil Brown's going to pick up this win. The Dodge Falcone late model heat race number 2 to Neil Brown. John Messenger will finish second. Bob Arsenberger third. Nicky Rosa fourth and Sean Pilla fifth. Now for our triple PA Legacy Series cars now on the track. On the pole, the 24 of Jamie Bolkovec, 59 Cal Martell. I have to admit, I don't know who's in the 19. Bud Grace in the 9. The 04's Rick Boyer, 74. Dan Brink.
Just a wily kid. What's his name?
Andrew Wiley's in the 12. Jamie Bolkovec and Cal Martell out front. Jamie Bolkovec leading Cal Martell by 10 points. 14 points, I'm sorry. Cal Martell having a strong year in that 59 car. Has 2 wins up at Jennerstown.
Gary,
Yes.
Martell now looks to the inside of Bolkovac. The 19 is Ken Pierce. Ken's out of Michigan. No wonder why we didn't know who he was. Jamie Bolkovac and Kyle Martell will run side by side into turn 1. Martell and Bolkovac down the backstretch. What car?
Well, I like Jamie's
Oh, it's a
car.
nice looking car.
I like Jamie's car, but I like the 12. I think it's really good.
Brett Boyer now has caught up to the lead group, or I'm sorry, that's Rick Boyer. Brett Boyer's in the 4. Two laps to go for Jamie Bolkovac, Kyle Martell, and Rick Boyer. 1, 2, 3, all running nose to deck lid. Martell now to the inside of Bolkovac one more time. This will be for the checker. Martell down low, Bolkovac up high. Coming out of turn 4, Jamie Bolkovac trying to keep the speed up. It will be Jamie Bolkovac picking up the win over Kyle Martell, Rick Boyer, Brad Grace, and Andrew Wiley. Green flag is out. Dave Campbell in the 55 into the lead.
Yeah, A, B, and H.
A, B, and H. I tore them. A, B, and H. But H wasn't here last week.
Dave Campbell continues to hold off PJ Ehrlich. PJ out of Oakmont.
Yeah, because she wasn't, that's why she wasn't sure she was going to work this year, because she had already already.
PJ Ehrlich takes the lead off of Dave Campbell, and here comes Chris Brink. Chris Brink moves into second. Dave Campbell right on the back bumper.
Well, if you like that, then put some bottom to.
Yes. I mean, whoa.
Got a big house in the bottom.
You live upstairs, Mom, you live downstairs. You know, really.
Huge door there.
You're not embarrassed. There's always people like this.
PJ Ehrlich continues to dominate this heat race.
That might be his wrong person.
Yeah, probably is what I was
One night on Jenner's home, we got Mary, Audie's mother, and the ride driver. And she, you know, she had never done it before, and we told Jenner to go interview her afterwards. But she said, Jeff, she would never, ever say anything about this. What does Wood do again?
She yelled at Mary all the time. 2 laps to go for PJ Ehrlich.
So we'd like to rig it some night and get Ruth Ann in it. Because Jason drives it for the, oh my gosh, can you see Ruth Ann and Jason?
One more lap. PJ Ehrlich continues to lead about a half a straightaway. TJ Ehrlich will pick up the win. Chris Brink second, Dave Campbell third, Brett Boyer fourth, and Dave Holder fifth. And Phillips. A 20 laps of Subway street stock action. Lauren Kessler pulls the car into the pits. Robin Rimmel, Jason Holder, Jake Flegel looks over the field, and we're green flag and racing. Jason Holder into the lead.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Now Robin Rimmel battles back on the inside. Rimmel now will take the lead, and Robin Rimmel will lead this first lap. Look out, we got a bunch of cars stacking up. Bill Ashton takes advantage. Looks like Vergona and Holder got together a little bit. Everybody able to keep the cars moving though. Bill Ashton moves into second, and here comes Rich Nicola into third.
Here comes 77. Now that's just real
Yep. And now Rich Burbage fixes his car and comes back.
Thanks, Joe.
Robin Rimmel continues to lead. Frank Turek in fourth now, trying to get by Jim Nicola for third.
Oh, now I gotta see it. This stupid guy.
And now Rich Burbage will pull the 77 and doesn't have it quite fixed.
I can't stand it.
Robin Rimmel continues to lead. He wanted his money. Todd Knight thinking of making it 3 wide. Thinks better of it. Nicola and Turek continue to run side by side. That battle for third. Todd Knight waiting for somebody to make the move so he can get out. I think Todd's faster in both those cars right now, but he cannot get around them. Nicola and Turek continue a torrid battle for third place. Now Frank Turek looks like he's going to be able to move into third, and here comes Todd Knight trying to take fourth. Frank Turek almost loops the car. Really got loose going into turn one, and both Todd Knight and Jim Nicola able to take advantage. They'll duck underneath. Yellow flag. Sean Rick and Vince Cater getting together in turn.
Well, we never really even counted him, did we?
No, before you, there's some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Green flag's out. Robin Rimmel brings the field up to power.
32 on lap 3.
Frank Turek now looking underneath the 35 of Bill Ashton. Robin Rimmel now once again gets out with a decent lead. Robin in that 4-powered number 22. Frank Turek now peeking underneath the 35. Going in, Ashton in the 35, Turek in the 5. Bill Ashton doing a nice job on that outside, really making Frank Turek work for this pass. Halfway point, Robin Rimmel still in the lead. Turek and Ashton now will run side by side. Frank Turek now, is he going to be able to make this pass? Barely into second. Ashton battles back on that outside. Todd Knight still trapped behind these cars. Now Turek will make the move. We'll see what Todd Knight can do here. Robin Rimmel, meanwhile, smiling. They say happiness is watching the race in your rearview mirror, and if Robin had one, he'd be smiling right now. Frank Turek trying to hold second, but here comes Todd Knight. Knight to the inside of Turek. Six laps to go for Robin Rimmel. Todd Knight still trying to work his way underneath Frank Turek. I think they'll touch. Oh, Todd Knight loses the handle. Him and Frank Turek making contact coming out of turn 2. 12-point lead over Frank Turek, which actually counts as 6 places on the racetrack. Green is out. We'll see how many points Todd Knight can pick back up. Frank Turek in the 5, Robin Rimmel in the 22, go into turn number 1. Be 5 laps to go this time by for Robin Rimmel. Whoa, look out, Sean Rick. Looked like the 70 and 71, the father-son combination.
He's fast enough that he's not a hazard.
Robin Rimmel will stack him up, and now he'll press the gas. Frank Turek able to stay with Rimmel as they come out of turn 2. Todd Knight picking up car after car. Todd Knight trying to make it 3 wide going into turn 3. Backs out. Robin Rimmel continuing to lead this. Frank Turek all over Robin Rimmel right now, but he's not quite fast enough to get up there and challenge. Matter of fact, Rimmel starting to stretch the lead. Todd Knight once again slicing his way through the field. He's in 6th. Todd Knight trying to move underneath the 31 as Sean Phillips, and Todd Knight will move back into 5th spot. Two laps to go, this time by for Robin Rimmel. How many laps are the Flyers running tonight?
Your guess. 2. Hank probably doesn't know.
One more lap to go for Robin Rimmel. Rimmel and Turek coming off of turn 4. It's going to be Robin Rimmel. Frank Turek 2nd, Bill Ashton 3rd. Rich Nicola 4th, and Todd Knight 5th. Okay, fans, we're down here with Robin Rimmel, and Robin, it looked like it was going to be an easy race for you. Then it looked like it was still going to be an easy race, but boy, right there at the end, that last yellow didn't help at all.
No, I didn't like to see his cautions. I looked in the scoreboard and seen Frank behind me. I knew it'd be tough there at the end.
You know, it didn't. I didn't even think he was gonna be able to get a run on you, but he did. Did your car start to go away? It looked like it was pushing up a little bit.
No, I was kind of holding it down. I was running in a little softer and coming out a little harder.
You know, you've been doing this for years. Do you still get nervous?
Sure. If you're not excited, you shouldn't be here.
All right, let's talk about the sponsors and the guys that help you out.
I want to thank Gene Greco and Tammy Ainsley, sponsor my pit crew. I want to thank Mount Pleasant Napa Auto Parts, Bob and Nancy Harsenberger, Flying Bears Trading Post, Donegal Pharmacy, and Huffman's Auto Sales. I want to thank all the fans for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, Robin Rimmel. of Larry Vance, 5 of Bill Oldham, 32 of Dan Jordan, the 50, Ken Dukic, 24 is Michael Lexick, the 22, Gene Greco. The green flag is out. The 48 is Gary Ankrum. For those of you who go on asphaltracing.net to Gary's project car, Gary is driving that 48, and the 5 of Bill Oldham into the lead. Bill Oldham has 1 win here so far. We'll see what he can do. Gene Greco's been the man to beat. Look at the 22, move into 4th. Bill Oldham continues to set the pace. Comes a 32 of Dan Jordan, a 22 of Gene Greco. Bill Oldham continues to lead. Oldham running real high, matter of fact, too high. Here comes the 30. Jordan to the inside. Bill Oldham got caught running that high side 1 too many times. Gene Greco now trying to move into 2nd. Dan Jordan in the 32. Again, Bill Oldham pushes up real high. Here comes mean Gene Greco. Greco tries to dive down to the low side. Jordan's there. He's unable to make the move. He'll go real low. Jordan's coming down with him. 1 lap to go for Dan Jordan and Gene Greco as they race off into turn number 1. Both cars run side by side. Jordan will push up, and here comes Gene Greco. Greco takes the 22 car into turn 3. Dan Jordan pursues. Gene Greco's going to come out of turn 4, and your winner is going to be mean Gene Greco, followed by Dan Jordan, Bill Oldham, Eddie Livingston. Megan Malley. Hey Gene, I just thought I saw you standing over here a minute ago.
Oh, I was over here with Robin.
So you go from great pit crew helper to great driver.
Oh, something like that.
I noticed Robin's not here standing with you. I don't care if he's over at Tech or not, but we'll got to get on him for that. But let's face it, it's getting a lot tougher on you, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, everybody, we're getting a lot more cars. Guys is getting a lot better driving. It's really a lot of fun out there.
You know, and the division continues to grow, and I look for next year with guys having some time over the winter. I look to have about 20 of these things out here on opening day.
Oh, I think we will. I talked to a lot of guys come over, they looked at the car, and they're real interested in building the car. And, you know, anybody who wants any help, you know, just come see me. Be more than happy to help anybody. Okay, let's talk about the sponsors and anybody else you need to thank. I'd like to thank Red for having us. I'd like to thank Napa Auto Parts, Huffman Auto Sales, Flying Bears Trading Post. I'd like to thank my wife Kathy, my buddy Joe Hahn, his wife Joyce, my grandson Cole, Nikki, Tammy, Bobby, and all the Rimbles up there rooting for me. Oh, I also want to thank all the fans for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, Mean Gene Greco.
Hey, Gene, congrats.
Now it's time to take out your tickets for the 16, the huge one, Eugene Cerferno. And the scores all 50 is Sprout Causel, 32 is Chris Causel, 55 Curtis Stewart, and the green flag is out. Robbie Young will take the early lead. Look out in the back, we got bumper tag going on. Everybody's able to save it and keep going. Robbie Young's going to push up a little bit, and here comes Marion Reno Jr. Reno digs down low, Young will push up again, and Marion Reno underneath Robbie Young going into turn 3. Marion Reno Jr. into the lead, and Adam Kostelnik trying to follow through. Kostelnik trying to work underneath the 3 of Robbie Young, and Kostelnik into second place. Jimmy Bryce now looking for third spot. Robbie Young pushing up again. Bryce and Young will bump. Jimmy Bryce into third. Here comes Sprout Causel. Sprout looking underneath the 30. Marion Reno continues to lead. Sprout Causel dives down low, off of the track, loops the track. Sprout Causel, not sure if he got to that inside wall or not. I don't believe so. Lights are out, flags are up. Will be green flag this time by Adam Kostelnik out into the lead. The green flag was waving and didn't look like Marion Reno wanted to go. Everybody behind him says, you know what, I think I'll try it and just see what happens. And it works. Kostelnik continues to lead. 7 laps are down. Greg Kelly in pursuit. Marion Reno third. Sprout Causel working his way back up through the field. Chris Causel in the 32 looking underneath the 3 of Robbie Young, and here comes Bob Sprout Causel also in the 50. Greg Kelly now starting to reel in Adam Kostelnik. Jimmy Bryce and Dave Merrill making contact going into turn 3. Green flag is out. Greg Kelly getting on the brakes hard, almost getting into the back of the 60 of Adam Kostelnik. continues to lead. Greg Kelly really pulls up on Adam Kostelnik. The truck must be starting to go away. Greg Kelly now to the outside of Adam Kostelnik, down the backstretch into turn 3.
Oh, there we go.
Look out, Sprout and Chris Causel getting together. No yellow flag as they keep going. I wouldn't want to be going for dinner tonight at the Causel house. Sprout and Chris Causel getting together, both trucks able to keep going. Meanwhile, Greg Kelly's taking over the lead. That's right. Boy, you have to wonder how much those tires of Sprout Causel has left. That's the second time he's been sideways tonight. Halfway this time by for Greg Kelly.
Now 60. Now 60.
Greg Kelly putting Dave, the main man's, a lap down.
You're all right.
Greg Kelly continuing the pace. Marion Reno second, Adam Kostelnik third, Eugene Ciferno fourth, and now Sprout Causel back up into fifth. Trying to hit the 69 again. Marion Reno starting to reel into 36 of Greg Kelly with 8 laps to go. Greg Kelly coming up on the lap truck right now. He's going to try to put Joe Furjanic a lap down. Marion Reno closing in as they go into 3. Greg Kelly will get by. Marion Reno gets by also. Marion Reno has 7 laps to make a move, but Craig Kelly appears to be stretching that lead once again. Reno ever so slowly reeling in Greg Kelly. 5 laps to go. Reno just not able to run down Greg Kelly. Kelly looking strong right now with 3 laps to go. Reno's able to make up distance going into the turn. Coming out of the turn, though, it's all Greg Kelly. Lap car of Dave Manns, lap truck I should say, puts Reno right on the back tailgate, but once again Greg Kelly will stretch that as they come out of the corner. One more lap to go for Greg Kelly. Kelly coming out of turn 4 will pick up the win. Marion Reno second, Adam Kostelnik third, Eugene Ciferno fourth, and Sprout Causel fifth. Fans are down there with Greg Kelly, and Greg, I see Robin and Gene back there again. You guys are having a pretty good night.
Yeah, it's a pretty good night for us.
That puts a little bit of pressure on the old man. You know, he's just out here for the first time. He's the only one. Bob Arsenberger's going to have to pick up that late model win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but he's got a little more years on you guys, but I think you guys have put the pressure on him.
I think he can still do it.
I think he can too. Let's talk about this truck tonight and how well it ran. It looked fantastic.
Yeah, it was running pretty good.
You didn't panic there at the beginning. Adam Kostelnik had a big lead. Marion Reno had a big lead. You kept running nice and smooth, putting the thing in the corner and just riding it out. Just had to be a great feeling for you.
Yeah, Bobby Henry was coaching me pretty good. He just had to hit your marks and just keep on coming.
Well, you did a good job tonight. Let's talk about the people you have to thank.
I'd like to thank D&K Sales and Service, Fayette Forest Products, Kessler Lumber, and Mount Pleasant Auto Parts. I also like to thank the fans for coming out tonight and watching. And I'd like to thank my crew, Jessica and Greg.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner tonight, Greg Kelly. One of Al Civic. The 16 of Gary Scott, 97 is Georgie Nicola, 32 Matty Panay. The 60 of Bobby Bench Jr. The green flag is out and Mike Bacalon into the lead. Whoa, Al Civic saves the car. Matt Panay getting into the back of him. Looked like Al Civic didn't go when everybody else went. Mike Bacalon now leading this race. Mike did not look that strong in his heat race. Bobby bent sideways. Brian Stevenson into him here on the front stretch. Boy, that could have been a lot worse than it ended up. Green flag is out and Mike Bacalon brings the field around, followed by Jimmy Nicola, Gary Scott, Georgie Nicola, and Harry Opfer. Gary Scott to the inside of the 5 of Jimmy Nicola. Nicola battles back. Mike Bacalon still holding the point. Scott all the way to the bottom of the track. Looked like he got off into the dirt and had to back off the throttle. Mike Bacalon leading down the backstretch. Stretching that lead out over Jim Nicola, Gary Scott, Georgie Nicola, and Harry Opfer. Bacalon now. 4 laps are down, 16 more to go. Gary Scott now tucks into 3rd place. He's going to sit there a while after making a run at Jimmy Nicola. of Matt Penney back out onto the speedway. Gary Scott once again goes back to work on the number 5 of Jim Nicola. Scott dives down low. Nicola on the outside. Gary Scott now comes off of turn 4. Gary Scott trying to take over 2nd place as they dive into turn 1. Gary Scott will take over 2nd spot, and here comes Georgie Nicola along. Georgie Nicola underneath his Uncle Jim. Bacalon now continuing to lead, but Gary Scott will set his sights on the 48 of Mike Bacalon. Jim Nicola trying to work the outside of the 97 of Georgie Nicola, but so far, Georgie Nicola now actually stretches that out. Jim Nicola is going to have to tuck back underneath. 8 laps are down, 12 more to go for your leader, Mike Bacalon. Bacalon has yet to be seriously challenged this race. Chris Dodds in the 47 now looks to the outside of the 01 of Harry Opfer as they come out of turn 2. Both of these guys having their best runs of the year so far. Bacalon now starting to move up on the lap cars. There's 9 laps to go for Mike Bacalon. Lap car here now. Mike Bacalon allows everybody to catch up, including Gary Scott. Jimmy Webb trying to get out of the way. Joe Nicola now moves out of the way as the top 4 come by the lap cars. Look out! Joe Nicola getting in the way of his Uncle Jim. Joe Nicola continuing, I'm not sure. Mike Bacalon now picking his way carefully around the 32 of Matty Penney. 6 laps to go for Mike Bacalon. Scott trying to reel Mike Bacalon in, but he's running out of time. Four laps to go this time by for Mike Bacalon. Gary Scott right there. Bacalon protecting that inside. Mike Bacalon backs off early, hugs the low side. If Gary Scott's going to get him, he's going to have to go high. 3 to go. Gary Scott is going to go to the high side here. Georgie Nicola is going to try to sneak underneath him. They'll go into turn 3. Scott throws the 16 Swiss Bell Music car out to the high side. Mike Bacalon in the 48 hugging the low side with 2 to go. Georgie Nicola now wants to get up there. Mike Bacalon definitely slowing down. Georgie Nicola, Gary Scott side by side behind Mike Bacalon as they dive into turn 3. Scott on the outside, Nicola on the inside, and Mike Bacalon in the lead. 1 more lap to go. Gary Scott throws that thing to the outside one more time as they come down the backstretch. Mike Bacalon trying to put some daylight between him and the 2nd and 3rd place cars. Gary Scott's going to try it on the outside. He's trying to get a run, but I don't believe he's going to do it. Your winner's going to be Mike Bacalon. Gary Scott, Georgie Nicola, Jim Nicola. And the 01 of Harry Opfer will get his first top 5 run of the year.
Will the gray Venture Chevrolet minivan, license plate EDB 4441, please report down to the flag stand. We have a problem with your car. License plate EDB 4441.
Bacalon and Mike, it looked easy there in the beginning, and it looked like the car kind of slowed down on you there at the end of the race.
The car kept, from the lap 1 till the end, it just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And you know what, I figured if they were going to race me, at least I'd do is go to the outside. So I tried to pull it down a little bit at the end. I know I was slow, like you said, to pace the race. Got him up right behind me. You know, it just made it exciting all the way down to the last lap there, you know, and I wasn't sure myself if I was going to hold on.
Tell you, Gary tried to throw that thing to the outside, but he just couldn't get a good run off of there. And you know, as you say, the car is tight, meaning that it's not steering exactly how you want. And actually, when you get a car like that, the thing to do is to slow down, to hug that bottom groove, and as you said, make them go to the high side.
That's exactly I just pulled it down, tried to keep it on the bottom, make them race around the outside of me. If it would have been me behind him, I would have went to the outside. Usually we have a lot better car than this. We're fighting some tires, we're fighting some suspension stuff right now. But, you know, we're working on it. Maybe, you know, one more for the year at the end. The year is out.
Hey, you can't talk tonight either. Let's talk about anybody you need to thank, Mike.
Well, I really need to thank my motor guy, Lester Blazowicz. Tonight, that's all we were doing was racing on the straightaways. And I'll tell you, I got to thank my wife every week. She puts up a lot of stuff week after week after week. And look, it pays off, at least tonight anyways. Maybe she won't be too angry. But, you know, the rest of my crew, Brian Stevenson, Jen, everybody, you know what, I just like to thank everybody that gives us a hand. Thanks a lot for all you fans that stayed around and watched the real racing. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, Mike Bacalon.
Zachary Block's going to fly.
Taught Jake everything he knows and then some. Ship. 24, Chantel Germick. I believe that's the 50 of Jeff Giles. 17, Dave McManus. 9 of Rick Broadwater. Zach Block looks him over and the green flag is out. Bob Ship into the lead. 15-lap Charger feature. Ship leads the first lap. Chantel Germick trying to get underneath Jim Stokes, unable to do so. Now Chantel looks down low, coming out of the backstretch. Chantel Germick in the 24. Germick into second. Stokes almost losing the handle coming out of turn 4. He's able to save the car. Bob Ship continues to lead, but Chantel Germack right on the back bumper.
Split's coming off. Number 50's flipping his lid.
50, is that the same age?
The 50 of Jeff Giles being shown the pitch. You can tell the hood coming up on that car. Don't want to create a hazard for the other drivers. Oh, we're going to create a hazard anyway as he slides out of the way. Bob Ship continuing to hold off Chantel Germack. Ship goes high. Germack followed him right along. Now he's trying to dive back underneath, but Bob Ship's too strong in that 04 car. Ship continuing to lead. It'll be halfway this time by. Halfway for Bob Ship. Chantel Germack is right there waiting for a mistake. Mike Lemley's moved himself back up into the 5th spot now as he works on Jim Stokes going down into turn number 3. Jim Stokes almost loses it, but he keeps the cars headed in the right direction. Bob Ship continues to lead. Chantel Germack following. Germack again continues to stalk, but unable to make a move. There's 4 laps left. Germack throws the car sideways trying to get underneath Bob Ship, but she's unable to do it. Germack again will dive underneath the 04. Germack, 2 laps to go. Chantel Germack. One lap to go for Bob Ship. Bob finally with some breathing room. He'll take the car out of turn 2 and down the backstretch in the 04. Chantel Germack in pursuit, but she's not going to get him unless he messes up, and Bob's been around too long to do that. He'll dive the car gingerly into turn 3, come out of turn 4. Your winner's going to be the 04 of Bob Ship. Chantel Germack 2nd, Dave McManus 3rd, Mike Lemley 4th, and the battle for 5th is going to go to Jim Stokes. We're down here at Bob's ship, and Bob, I don't know who you're picking your pills tonight, but if it was you did a heck of a job picking them.
Yeah, I did get pretty lucky tonight. We've had a rough season trying to draw pills. I usually end up in the back somewhere, but tonight for some reason I got lucky.
In both races too. Maybe you should play the number tonight.
Yeah, maybe for tomorrow's Powerball.
You know, it is funny the way we line up the cars here. For the fans that don't know, we actually have to qualify through the heat, and then you pick your starting position out. And as you said, you've not been getting very good starting pills.
No, I haven't been very lucky this year at all with drawing pills. I've had tough breaks with the car during the races. Just we had a couple DNFs because of stuff like that.
You know, you look at that race there. Chantel Germack was right there to the very end. You just kept your line, and you were super smooth, and she kept waiting for you to mess up, but been around a little too long for that now.
Yeah, I knew she was there. I was trying my best not to make a mistake. I don't know. I think my left front brake might be locking up. The car was wanting to push come in, so I was just trying to be careful and hold my line.
Let's talk about the sponsors and anybody else you need to thank.
I'd like to thank New West Liberty Chrysler Jeep, Jimmy Leet Heating and Cooling, Shadlor Tackle, and Jefferson Hills EMS, and Car Clean Systems. I'd like to thank my dad. Who else? All the fans for coming out tonight. All my fans on the back straightaway sitting back there. My fiance's here and her little cousin Carly. So,
hey, ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, Bob's ship.
Okay, we're gonna have another little contest down here on the front straightaway. We're down here with
Mike.
Christy. Okay, what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to get this hula hoop.
Rick Miller, 8, Dan Lewis, and the 90 of Phil Panay. The 28 of Nikki Rosa not starting this feature.
Cash out Barb's ticket machine. She couldn't do it.
Lauren Kessler will bring the pace car off the track. Jake Flegel looks over the field, and we're green and racing. Tommy back into the lead.
Oh, there goes the hood. 180. Yep, 80's winning.
Nick Duratz losing his hood. Something flashing out across the windshield. He's able to keep going. Oh, it's blown all the way up top. Oh, now we're going to have a yellow. Green flag is out.
Watch out!
Tommy Beck continues in the lead. Sean Pilla off the pace in the 5 car. Sean Pilla. Bob Arsenberger running second. Gary Wiltrout third. Wiltrout now looking underneath the 26 of Arsenberger. Bob Arsenberger, Gary Wiltrout side by side. Wiltrout into second place. Rick Miller almost getting squeezed into the wall, but he's able to save it. Tommy Beck continues to lead. 5 laps are down. Rick Miller picking his way through the field. Miller up to 6th. Gary Wiltrout trying to run down Tommy Beck. Beck Beck looking for his first one of the year. Gary looking for his third. Dan Lewis brings the 8 into the pits. Wiltrout closing in on Tommy Beck. Neil Brown has moved into third. More laps to go for Tommy Beck. Rick Miller, like a rocket out of turn 2, gets by Bob Arsenberger and moves into 4th. Mark Poole and John Komarinsky running side by side as Poole gets underneath the 33. Loses the handle on the 96. Tommy Beck will be able to start this lineup. Tommy's going to have a little bit harder time. Neil Brown, Rick Miller, Gary Wiltrout all right behind him now. So far, Tommy Beck equal to the task. They'll be coming around. It'll be lap 12 this time by. 13 more to go for Tommy Beck. Gary Wiltrout now starting to put some pressure on the 60 car. Wiltrout in the 95. Your defending track champion here. Wiltrout now right up on the back bumper of the 60, halfway. Wiltrout right there once again. Here comes Neil Brown. Brown pulls right up on the back bumper of Wiltrout. Ten laps to go. Tommy Beck continues to lead. Gary Wiltrout hounding him. Down into turn 3, it's Beck, Wiltrout, Neil Brown, and Rick Miller. Gary Wiltrout right on the back bumper. Wiltrout now peeks to the inside on Tommy Beck. Wiltrout is on the inside. Here comes Gary Wiltrout down the back stretch. Tommy Beck on the outside. Wiltrout into turn 3. Gary Wiltrout into the lead. Tommy Beck trying to battle back on the outside, but it's going to be Gary Wiltrout. Tommy Beck cars wiggle some more, and here comes Neil Brown underneath the 60 car. Neil Brown moving into second. 5 laps to go. Rick Miller now tries to move underneath Tommy Beck. Wiltrout. For the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. White flag waves. Wiltrout with a comfortable lead right now as he goes down the backstretch. Gary Wiltrout brings the car out of turn 4 right now, and he's going to pick up his 3rd win of the year. Gary Wiltrout, Neil Brown, Rick Miller, Tommy Beck. Look at Bobby Henry and Bob Arsenberger. It will be Bob Arsenberger. Fans, we're down here with Gary Wiltrout. Gary, we were talking to Neil earlier, that 25-lap feature, so what do you think?
I like it now. I didn't like it before, but I think it's a good deal.
Everybody didn't like it before. You and Neil love it now. You'll be telling Ron Brett we need to do this every week.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, let's talk about the race there. Tommy Beck was strong and strong and strong, and it just looked like his car started to push, and there's no way he could hold it down.
Yeah, I tell you, I wish Tommy luck. I mean, he's a good guy to race with, but, you know, it just wasn't his night. And hopefully maybe next week will be his.
You know, it's your 3rd win now. You've been kind of on a run here, but, you know, Rick Miller stays consistent. You only keep picking up a couple points on him, but you're still digging.
Well, we're going to try, but I think he got it pretty much wrapped up. I mean, we did our best, and they just come out on top.
Well, there's one more week of racing left, and actually one more points race. So I guess you're still in the game, though.
Well, I don't know. He got a pretty good lead. I mean, all he got to do is start the race, and I mean, he pretty much got it wrapped up.
I remember a guy last year that had a pretty good lead, too, until about the 4th lap in that feature, and he was sitting backwards and up against the wall with a flat tire.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I tell you what, nobody deserves that.
So you know it can sneak up and bite you at the worst times.
Yeah, but I tell you, them guys got their stuff together, and, you know, hats off to them.
Let's talk about the sponsors and anybody else you need to thank.
I definitely want to thank these guys back here. We unloaded the car tonight. We got in that little wreck here last week, and it wasn't very good, but they didn't give up. They kept trying, and I definitely want to thank them. Stone & Company, Megan Ford, Fayette Tree Service, Quality Support, Daily Courier, and RGE Wireless. And I definitely want to thank the fans to come out and enjoy this racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're in tonight, 3rd of the year for Gary Wiltrout. Brett Boyer, 12 of Andrew Wiley, 55 Dave Campbell, 9 Brad Grace, 24 Jamie Bolkovec, 04 Rick Boyer, 59 Kyle Martell. The green flag is out. Chris Brink into the lead. Brett Boyer follows close behind. P.J. Ehrlich. Brett Boyer slips up. Something amiss in the 4 car. And P.J. Ehrlich will take advantage of that. Chris Brink continues to lead P.J. Ehrlich. Ehrlich dives down low. Brink is up on the high side. Look out, Dave Campbell loops the car. Everybody almost able to get by, I believe. I don't know who that was. Green flag is out. Chris Brink leads the field down. Andrew Wiley off the pace in the 12 car. PJ Ehrlich now to the inside of Chris Brink.
How did the 4 get back up? Did he go to the tail?
PJ Ehrlich and Chris Brink run side by side, and PJ Ehrlich will take over the lead. Here comes Brett Boyer in the number 4. Chris Brink, Dave Holder, Brett Boyer, and Jamie Bolkovac, your top 5. 16 more laps to go. PJ Ehrlich continues to lead. Brett Boyer now has moved into 3rd place as he gets around Dave Holder. Jamie Bolkovac also trying to get underneath Dave Holder. Dave Holder now will battle back with Jamie, and it's 3-way coming down the front stretch. Jamie Bolkovac was in the middle, Kyle Martell and Dave Holder. Martell again making it 3 wide coming into turn 3.
Boys aren't here.
Once again, Martell underneath Bolkovac, that time not able to get a good run. Dave Holder doing a good job holding off Jamie Bolkovac, Dave Campbell, and Kyle Martell. Now Rick Boyer will join that pack. Laps are down, 12 to go. Kyle Martell again trying 3 wide, this time into turn 3. Martell backs out at the last minute. Good choice. Halfway by this time for PJ Ehrlich. Martell again lines up 3 wide. Whoa, Martell that time getting into the back of Jamie Bolkovac as Bolkovac come down. Continues to lead. Chris Brink 2nd, Brett Boyer 3rd, Dave Holder 4th, and then a 4-way battle for 5th. Kyle Martell now underneath Bolkovac as they go down the backstretch. Martell in the 59. Kyle Martell will leave it there that time as he drives underneath. And Martell will be able to pass Jamie Bolkovac as they come out of turn 4. Bolkovac battling back on the outside. Martell low, Bolkovac high. Down the backstretch, Kyle Martell and Jamie Bolkovac running side by side. Rick Boyer and Dave Campbell stack up right behind them. 6 laps to go. Martell now coming out of turn 4. 4 laps to go, or PJ Ehrlich, 4 laps to go. The battle of Kyle Martell, Dave Holder, Jamie Bolkovic, Rick Boyer, and Dave Campbell still fighting it out over that 5th spot. Martell getting a run on Dave Holder as they go down the backstretch into turn 3.
You've been making an option.
Want to remind those fans, no one's allowed into the pits until after the demo derby tonight. Kyle Martell has taken away 5th, and there's a 3-wide battle for 6th. 2 laps to go as they come out. Holder on the middle here. Boyer, Bolkovic. Somehow they make it work.
But that wasn't the last lap. Yeah, I'll bet you we all had there.
1 more lap to go for Oakmont's PJ Ehrlich. Ehrlich's going to bring that car out of turn number 4. And PJ Ehrlich will pick up the win. Fans are down there with PJ Ehrlich, and PJ, you kind of made that one look easy.
It wasn't too easy. Coming back to this track, it's a nice track. I like this track a lot. Get the cars getting kind of fast around here. It's a good track. I like it.
Well, you know, I think it's a lot smaller in Jennerstown. You kind of have to be a little, from talking to other drivers, have to be a little bit more on your game here with your setup as opposed to up Jennerstown, where sometimes it's so wide you can make up a difference.
Yeah, Jennerstown you can change your line a little bit depending on how your car's running. Here you pretty much have to be right on. Which is good if your car's set up right. It makes it easy, so.
Makes for an easy night. Let's talk about who sets up your car and anybody else you need to thank.
I like to thank my dad, Mike Ehrlich especially. He's down there in the shop every week helping me out. Jeff Hempill, Kenny Hempill, the rest of the Hempills is helping us out throughout the week. Finish line fabrication, Bolte tire, that's about it. And all the fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, PJ Ehrlich. Let's count it down from the stands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. years.